Hello, everybody. My name's Chris Moore. I'm the Tipsy Toaster. You know me as well, other things. Welcome to our first inaugural uh, episode of Interfleet Broadcasting. For me, I'm going to let my co-partner here. I'm one of the producers at the Interfleet Broadcasting, and Peter, he's another one of our producers. Hello, Peter.
Hey, Chris, how's it going?
Good.
I'm one of the co-anchors and co-producers of IFB. Welcome all sci-fi fans, big and small, old and young. And Chris, I guess we might as well put out the concept that we're producing this show for our friends and fans, followers of all types of sci-fi, except that it's important to note we're going to be covering a little bit of the classic sci-fi stuff from the 70s and 80s.
The good stuff.
Eventually, we want to do the good stuff, of course. And we're going to do a little bit of the convention stuff, right?
Yep.
Eventually, at some point in time, conventions will come back. We do have some footage and some experience from the past. We've been doing this, at least for myself, since like 1977. I've been going to conventions, and I know Chris, you've been too. So, we're putting the show together, and we're going to promote sci-fi. Right, so we're not here to critique and put down sci-fi. We're going to discuss our favorite shows that we know everybody else likes as well, and we invite everybody to tune in. And I don't know, tonight is a special night for
Yes.
70s
Very
sci-fi.
special night. Yes. It is. It's the birthday. If everybody hasn't found out or know by now, or if you're sleeping under a rock, uh, September 17th, 1978, was the first inaugural uh, episode of the Battlestar Galactica on TV, and we figured what a better time to do our inaugural launch than the same day. So this is the launch. We're really excited about this. We've been kind of planning it for a little while, and as Pete's kind of didn't quite mention all of his experience about there, but Pete's had radio experience in the background. I have production experience, video experience. So we're going to make this a lot of fun, and really, we're doing this for the fans. Or we're not looking to make any money or anything like that. We're just going to have some fun at first, and we'll go from there. We'll feed off of the fans out there. I know, once you get to watch this, those people who are tuning in after the live piece of this. But some of the people afterwards will go ahead and get with us and see that. But I would like to first of all, and I think Pete, you're ready too. We'll do an anniversary toast, a happy birthday to Battlestar Galactica. We got our drinks ready. If you got out there, don't forget your drinks. We'll pour some of that in there. Oh yeah, that's some good ambrosia there. Woo. I think that's 2099.
That's yeah, it could be.
So happy birthday and welcome all of our fans. There's the camera. There it is.
There we go. Mine's the
Welcome.
non-fancy one there, Chris.
Oh, don't worry. They had those on. Actually, I think we'll have an episode on dinnerware since I'm kind of an aficionado of that too. But
Oh yeah.
happy birthday,
So here's
Battlestar Galactica, and welcome.
welcome everyone.
Woo!
All right.
That's good
Well,
stuff.
uh, Battlestar Galactica, one of our favorite shows, Chris. Actually, I think it's one of the catalysts for us putting together this show
Yes.
of ours is our love of Battlestar Galactica, and that's how we came to cross paths. I think so. It's special, and I brought a special
Ooh.
magazine. This is the Newsweek Son of Star Wars. This is
Ah.
my original copy. It was official release was September 11th, 1978. I remember I
Oh,
was in
that's
New
a
York.
day.
Oh yeah, imagine that. So I don't know. I read it with gusto. I was a big Star Wars fan, and I didn't know what Galactica was going to be about. But I remember looking through this and just started thinking about, man, what are they bringing to the television? Is this going to be just I don't know, Flash Gordon? Is it going to be cheesy? What is it going to be? And man, I was hooked. I was hooked from the minute I saw it. However, I remember there was something going on that day, that night when we put it on. There was I don't know. There was an
Yeah,
interruption if I
there was an
recall.
interruption. The good thing is at least that can't happen now, right?
No,
Uh
of
oh.
course not.
Oh, what's this? Uh oh. Oh, what's going on?
When we
Oh,
first
no, not again.
arrived at Camp David,
Oh,
the
come
first thing
on.
upon which we agreed was
How did he get on our
to ask the
channel?
people of the world to pray that our negotiations would be successful.
Did this come
Come
back?
on.
Those prayers have been answered.
He must know it's the
Far
birthday of
beyond
Battlestar Galactica. I mean,
any
we got to push him off
expectations.
somehow. Hang on, I got to try to find the.
We are
Try to get
privileged
this off of
to
here. I'm not sure I can.
witness tonight
Oh, shut up!
a
Oh, come
significant
on!
achievement
I
in
want
the
to watch
cause
Battlestar
of peace.
Galactica.
Let's
An
get a silent on
achievement.
this, man.
Yeah.
None thought
How do we know he's
possible
not a Cylon?
a year ago,
You know, IL
or even a
series.
month ago.
Oh,
An achievement that
it was
reflects
a
the
great
courage
time in that point, but
and
we really
wisdom
don't want to hear about it right now.
these two
I
leaders.
think I found it. I found it. It's coming
through
across now.
13 long
Yep,
days.
we're getting back. We're getting it back.
Camp David.
Oh, thank goodness. Yeah.
I got to tell you, Chris, it seemed like it was some kind of a good omen for me because my dad pops in right when the interruption is on, and he says, "Let's go. We got to make a delivery." My father was a partner in a restaurant, and I'm like, "Yeah, but Dad," he goes, "Don't worry about it. We got business. It's work." So I'm like, "Oh my God, we got to go deliver." I go, "Please, can we just deliver the donuts and then come back home?" And so it was cold that day. And I remember it was kind of chilly. Had to put a jacket on. We raced over. My dad was a part owner in a store, and we got back. And I got back in time, Chris, for Galactica to start back up. And I said, "Holy mackerel, this is divine providence, man." No, I'm right back to where we were. And
So you
this
have
is
to
my show.
thank Mr. Carter for that.
Yeah, exactly. The break came at the right time. So
Oh yeah, I remember watching it. It was so I was growing up in Casper, Wyoming, so there was not a lot of sci-fi people there, anyways.
oh yeah.
So, but it was pretty much it's just a couple days after my birthday, so it was real special. I excited about it, and I talked it up, and we had seen the commercials for it, and it's like, hey, I really want to watch this, and then it just became a nightly thing. We had the red shag carpet in the basement with the big old console TV, and every week on Saturday or Sunday night, Saturday night. I'm messing up now. At 8 o'clock, it would start up, and we would watch it. Yeah, that was the greatest thing. But I do remember it. The cut in with the president. I was like, "What's this?" I was only 10 years old, so I was ticked. But there's not much you can do about it when they control the TVs. But at least they didn't. They came back into it and didn't cut part of it. Nowadays, they would just cut part of the TV show out.
Yeah,
back
no,
then they actually extended. Yeah, they actually extended into it. But yeah,
it was phenomenal, man.
it was
Yeah, I
amazing.
remember saying I was actually 12 and I was looking forward to it, and I was going to be very critical, right? Being a Star Wars fan and a Star Trek fan from, back in the day in the
Yeah.
70s, I was like, what is this going to be? And I was hooked from the get-go. And I love the show. I still do. Still reminisce about it and, reread the books, the paperbacks, and,
Oh, yeah.
I went back to collecting. I went back to trying to get some of the magazines and, some of the stuff that I'd missed. Because remember, we didn't have the internet. How the heck, if you don't go down to the candy store,
What? There was
how do
no
you get a
internet?
magazine?
Yeah.
Yeah, what? So yeah, now with the conventions, you don't see a lot of the old stuff as much. Now it's like mostly the figures and the Funkos. But back
Yep.
in the day, man, you could pick up all kinds of stuff. So I don't know. Look, we're gonna put together the show.
Mhm.
Like I had mentioned before, Chris, it's about loving these shows, right?
Oh.
So we will from time to time we'll go over, maybe I don't want to use the word critique because a lot of negativity comes with it,
Oh
but
yeah. No.
right, we're looking to talk about it, discuss it in all its facets, but this is not about negatively criticizing anything. We're not looking to put down anything. It doesn't matter how cheesy it might be.
Yep.
This is the stuff that we grew up with and we love. So that's what this show is. It's going to be a love fest for sci-fi.
I keep that fandom alive and just reminisce about a lot of it and try to maybe restart some of this new stuff and just try to get you back to where you were back in when you were excitement when you first watched it. I haven't lost that excitement. I can't count the number of times I've watched the show. Um, we're going to do a bunch of different series. We're looking to do a bunch of different things in regards to some shows. So we're going to try to keep it switched around a little bit. We don't want to keep one thing at every single time, but we want to try to keep everything going and exciting. So I think I talk about our first show that we're going to be doing. It's probably going to be on Thursday nights at 8 o'clock. That
Right.
might change. We're pretty sure that's set. But every Thursday or every other Thursday, we're actually going to do a series on the show versus the book, episode versus book. So I mean, and Pete and I have been doing some research. I mean, we've got all the different books. There's tons of different books. The very first books that were written. Are there any differences? I don't know. Well, we're kind of reading through those, but we can tell you it's a big. If you haven't read this book in a while, any of them, it's I'm rereading it after many many years, and it floors me to see the tremendous difference between the book and the episode. So we're
All right,
excited to
so
do that one.
Chris, that being what it is, since you've read it, I actually scanned through it. I remember reading it at least 2 or 3 times, especially when it first came out. That was a treasured book, a novel in my house. I loved the whole thing. I went back, and as I was reading it, I would go back to chapter one and pick up some details, and I just thought the background was really interesting. Does the book, in and of itself, right, as a fan, it's a fan's perspective,
Mm-hmm.
did you enjoy reading it though?
Oh, oh yes. It
Okay.
opens, and once we get into the thing, it opens up your mind. It's just like any book compared to the movie. There's just you can really get into the character. You can really understand Adama more. You can really understand, the feelings he had in the book, where you can't really get that. Lauren Green, don't get me wrong, Lauren Green was a most outstanding actor.
Absolutely.
Bonanza and
Yes.
everything else, but getting really deep into kind of the political piece, and we're not going to get political in this. We're not going to do the only
We're
political
talking
the only political talk we'll talk is this kind of political.
exactly the 12 colonies. The 12
And
colonies. Yes.
we're not gonna point this at political for nowadays. No, we're not gonna kind of do that.
No.
That's Ron
Right.
Moore's job.
Yes, they're very good.
So we're excited
Right,
about
so-
that. That'll be on Thursdays. We're working on an interview. I'm not going to tell you who it is. We're working on a couple of different interviews. Multiple
Yes.
interviews. So we're going to try to get with them and find out their favorite scenes, and we'll actually play some of those scenes with them and kind of reminisce and get back with them. So we're really looking forward to that. This one interview I'm working on right now is it's going to be a little bit of work before we get to it because there's a lot of information this person has. I'll just tell you, he worked in the costume department of Battlestar Galactica and designed some of the costumes. So it's amazing.
We're gonna hopefully we're gonna have a couple of other really
Yes.
interesting guests as well, and we're gonna we'll delve into as much as we can some of the lore and some of the background, some of the things that may or may not have been overlooked. It was only Galactica was only on for one season.
Yes.
There's a lot of things that were printed in terms of published, professionally published magazines that industry magazines, sci-fi magazines, Star Logs, and the like. They covered a lot, but there's still room for us to discover some new things. And there's been a fandom that still exists, a strong classic Battlestar Galactica fandom that in and of itself did a lot of their own research, and we're going to tap into some of that and hopefully bring back some of those that wrote and some of those that did early research into this stuff. We've
Yes.
actually located and met some of them, so that'll be good. So we talked a lot about Battlestar Galactica, Chris, and we're going to do hopefully books and magazines and do some unboxing and talk
Yes.
about costumes and cosplay. But we're also going to talk about some of the other sci-fi that's out there, some of the stuff that we also love. So let's quickly maybe give a couple of other shows that we'd like to also delve into.
I mean, it doesn't even have to be sci-fi. It could be 70s. I mean, we could say some of the stuff. I've been rewatching Knight Rider.
Oh, Knight Rider's awesome, man.
Some of the
Oh
Larson
yeah.
shows were just amazing shows to begin with. But there's Buck Rogers. There's
Oh
some of
yeah.
the movies. I just got the most recent one of my favorite movies. I just got the most recent. I'll have to do an unboxing or something on it.
We're gonna do an unboxing. Oh yeah.
I couldn't help
Oh
it.
yeah, 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 yeah.
But
I
Flash
know what
Gordon.
that is.
Uh,
Oh hell yeah.
that was an
Oh man.
amazing movie with a great soundtrack, and they just released the 4K version of the Flash Gordon. If they would only release the 4K version of Battlestar Galactic, I guess we have to count ourselves lucky.
Oh,
We got 1080p, but uh,
oh,
so
that's something.
those are just some of the shows. I mean, what are some of the shows you know of that you liked
Well,
so much as a kid that
you-
we could talk about? I mean, Sequest,
oh man, Sequest, yeah. No,
Space 1999.
yes. I mean, that was, another great show that didn't get enough, I think, a fair shake. Doctor Who,
Oh,
Tom Baker.
I wasn't much
Man,
of a
that was a
Whovian myself. So I'm going to lean on you for that one. You're going to have to
oh
introduce me
man,
to
Tom
that one.
Baker. Oh my God, it's a great. It's a little bit cheesy, but it was meant to be, and the
Ah,
stories are pretty cool. And they had limited budgets, so man, there is a ton of great sci-fi. Not a lot of shows that made exceptional runs. Usually shorter lifespans, but nonetheless, they're a big part of the '70s, and we're in that age group that we just kind of like, I guess, latched onto this stuff. So
oh yeah.
between that and books and magazines, and we'll talk about conventions. I think we're going to throw in some comic books, Chris.
Oh
We can't
yes,
omit
definitely.
comic books from
Yeah.
actually, I definitely want to dedicate a little time to the Marvel adaptation of Battlestar Galactica.
Which one?
There's a
Counter
lot of
Strike.
hidden treasures in
Uh,
there.
we we
The
also
big one.
the big one. Yep. That
Yep.
was
There's
supposedly according to not Larson, but the second writer,
Thurston.
Thurston. That was more close to the actual
Yep.
thought process that Mr. Larson had.
Yeah.
So
So let's
that's cool to
bring
know.
that in.
Yeah.
Oh heck yeah! I would definitely want to look at that versus the series. Right, there was a
Hmm.
series that was released around the same time. So we're gonna dabble in all of this. We're gonna bring it back to life. We'll discuss it. Hopefully, we'll have some of our fans. We'll tap into the fan bases that exist. We're members in a lot of the fandom. Right, a lot of
Yes.
the Galactica and other stuff. We're involved ourselves. So we're gonna hope that we get people tuning in. We'll interact with them, and this show is for us and for them. So
Yep.
we're ready to share all the knowledge and exchange information and just have a good time, right?
Oh yes, definitely. We really want to. We're going to have some times when we get the fans on here too. So, matter of fact, we had Suffering Fool said we're too busy singing than to put anybody down. So that's the Suffering Fool band's just been. So I'll do a shout out to them. They texted into us, so that's good.
Uh, I also want to mention before we maybe wrap up, just this is our introductory episode, is we will also, Chris, we're going to squeeze in some time for soundtracks and music,
Yes.
right?
What we can
So
get away with legally.
well, of course, right? Whatever goes on.
Yeah.
Look, the idea is a lot of the fans are also admirers of soundtrack music.
Yes.
And the theme for Battlestar Galactica, never mind Star Wars, you said Space 1999, Buck
Yes.
Rogers,
Oh.
all of the shows, man. I mean, cool stuff. So, I think somewhere along the line we might dedicate a little bit of, at least conversation and honor some of that stuff because
Oh,
that's
most
just
definitely.
great.
Yeah. Stu Phillips wrote not only Battlestar Galactica, but he also wrote the theme song to Knight Rider, I believe. And
Yeah.
there's some
Yeah.
really cool trivia behind that. You want to go look that up? We're not going to tell you now.
And you know what? If nothing else, Chris, I think I want to maybe throw in a little Kolchak the Night Stalker.
Oh yes,
Good '70s,
that's it.
thriller, little,
Thriller.
sci-fi. Yeah, man. So anyway, we have a broad show. We're gonna cover primarily the '70s and movies as well, right? So we're gonna do '70s. We're gonna do some of the novels, the written word, and mix it all up with our favorite shows. and expand from there. Who knows where it'll take us? I'm excited about it. So I don't know. I think for an initial live broadcast, our first introductory show, I think we've said a lot, and let's hear back from some of the fans,
Yep.
and we'll move
You
forward
guys,
from here.
yep. So if you guys would just go down and post any suggestions you have for shows or any for information. If there's anybody out there that's got contact with some people that maybe we want to bring on and introduce to everybody on these pages, that would be great. Just give us a jingle in the bottom there. You can reach us on Facebook at Interfleet Broadcasting. You can also reach us on YouTube. I'll show the. Let me blow these over doing that. We'll go ahead and put that across there. So we're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, we're on YouTube. We're also we do have a Twitch account. We haven't used it much yet, and we do have a Instagram account that we haven't used much yet either. But go ahead and if you really would, just go ahead and go subscribe in YouTube. Check us out on Facebook. That way we can build this community up, get more information out there. If you know any people that are lost in the fleet, need to come to the fleet and are very big fans of Battlestar and sci-fi and everything else, they don't just have to be Battlestar or sci-fi. They can be anything science fiction wise. Send them our way. We'll have a great time together, I think. And with that said, I'm going to just don't forget, subscribe. Go to YouTube, subscribe there. Twitter, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Facebook. Once again, reach out to us if you have anything. Pete, you got anything else you want to say? Closing comments?
Oh yeah, you know what, Chris? I kind of forgot to mention our love for fanzines.
Oh yes, I have a ton of those.
Okay, so let's try to mix that in there somehow.
Oh yeah,
So we're
so
gonna,
we can,
we're working this up into, maybe various channels, episodes, dedicate maybe shows. We're gonna mix it up a bit, but I'm looking forward to doing this, and I think we're gonna have a good time.
I think so too. So thank you for those people who joined us live, and for those people who are watching recorded. Thank you for joining the recording, and
Happy
we'll see you
birthday,
next time.
Battlestar Galactica.
Happy birthday, Battlestar Galactica.